What's happening? What's going on, folks? It's your guy V-Man, aka Boss, but we'll get to that later. Knocking at your front door with another banger video where we're going to discuss some of the hottest chains in the industry, past and present. Now, I was just going to do hip-hop chains, which you're going to see a lot of on this channel. But this cultural phenomenon is spread beyond just the realm of hip-hop and into the reach of anybody who sees this as a trophy or a status symbol on the road to success. And a lot of them busting, too. Big or small, we want to see them all. You want a ball? Give me a call. I got a wall. I'll show it off. And a diamond tester if it's false. You heard me? Now, before we get started, don't come on my channel with all that hating ish talking about what somebody should have spent their money on because you ain't got it. They figured out how to get there. Did you? Now, let's get back to the intro. For millennia, that's a couple thousand years. Keep up. Dating back to the Egyptian times, the kings and queens of Egypt, which is located in the continent of Africa, wore very elaborate jewelry to symbolize their status and power. Everything from bracelets to rings and earrings to head ornaments, and most importantly for this channel, a chain. Like our ancestors before us, jewelry, in particular the chain, has re-emerged as a symbol for perceived wealth and power in black culture. If you have a chain, side note, a real one for you fozers out there, to the streets, you somebody. The bigger or the icier the chain, the more perceived wealth and power you have. Your chain is symbolic to your reputation, which means your chain is you. Because of this, a lot of people have died or killed to protect it. But regardless of the potential hazards that come with possessing a chain, it's viewed as a trophy, like winning a tournament or an Olympic medal or a title belt. The price tag on the chain can get very costly, with some people spending over $1 million. But for those who got it, they want to flex in it, and that's what we're here for. On this channel, we will examine some of the dopest chains in the game, past and present, and the details associated with them. But before we get started, take a second to hit that like button. Then hit that subscribe button to check out more content like this. Go ahead. It's right down there. I'll wait. As a matter of fact, I'll give you a 5-second countdown, and then we'll get started. Now, without further ado, I give you the second installment of Chains. On this episode of Chains, we'll be examining the chains of rising hip-hop star Lil Durk, free smirk till it's backwards, and hip-hop and jewelry pioneer Kurtis Blow. Also on tap for you, we got a new chain alert from the original Hotboy B.G. And last but most certainly not least, to make this episode legendary, we're going to do a special Chains tribute to the late but great up-and-coming artist King Von. To start this show on all 10 toes, I feel like it's only right that if we're going to be talking about chains, that I have to start the show by examining the chains of the pioneer of the chain gang. You see what I did there? The days of the chain started with the official pioneer of hip-hop, Kurtis Blow. Before Kurtis Blow, no other hip-hop artist had been signed to a major record label, let alone produced a gold status album, which he did. For those of you that ain't hip, a certified gold status album means that you sold at least 500,000 copies, or units as they say today. We talked about platinum in the last episode. Tap in. He made this happen with the classic hip-hop song The Breaks. But for those of you of the new millennium that don't know too much about old school hip-hop, the song I'm sure you'll be familiar with is Basketball. It's played in pretty much any basketball movie out there. This song, along with others, has become the foundation of what will become a multi-billion-dollar industry. To commemorate his success, Kurtis Blow also became the first rapper to sport the gold chain as a status symbol in hip-hop. Remember, at the time the big chains weren't a thing yet, but this look was definitely the drip of those days. Going down Kurtis Blow's neck from top to bottom, OG can be seen rocking 2 gold herringbone chains. One of them is a 14-inch chain with the letter B on it as the charm, and the other one is a 16-inch chain with no pendant on it. Next in line is a 16-inch gold cable chain supporting a solid 14-karat gold medallion. And underneath that is a 1mm gold rope chain with a golden fish as the pendant. Going a little further down his neck, the legend is seen wearing a 14mm, 20 to 22-inch, 14-karat gold curb style chain. This chain is a standalone chain that doesn't have a charm, but no biggie, it's fire anyway. And last but not least, we come to the longest chain of them all in the collection. This chain is a 2 to 3mm, 26 to 30-inch solid gold rope chain that is connected to a golden ship anchor, which in later episodes you will find out becomes a thing for both old school and new school artists. Not bad for 1980s drip when wasn't nobody doing it for real. And just to give him his flowers, we gonna also examine some of his later drip he was known to sport, like this upgraded gold medallion piece that has a king's crown in the center, hanging from a flashy 8 to 10mm 14-karat gold rope chain that drops down to the center of his torso. Now that's a chain. I wouldn't mind getting Blow to tap in on my line to talk about this one, because I can't quite tell if it's a two-tone gold pendant or not, and you know I like to keep my information a band, or 1,000, keep up. While we're talking about his chains, check out the golden name piece that Kurtis Blow is rocking that says Blow as the medallion. This is also important because quiet as kept, Kurtis Blow was the first person rocking the nameplate pendant, which as we talked about in the last episode and you gonna see in this episode, became a thing in the culture of the chain gang. Big shout out to Kurtis Blow and salute OG for your contributions in making the chain gang what it is today.
Breaking news. New chain alert.
We have our first new chain alert, which is a segment that we're about to start doing on every episode of Chains, where we feature a new chain that has been produced for the culture. This is where your chain can be featured, if it's busting enough to make the cut, that is. Send me those DMs with a video and a write-up of your chain, who you are and what you do, who made it, the details of the chain, and the price. You could be featured on this segment of the show. But you must be subscribed to the channel and follow us over on Instagram with a screenshot if you want to be featured. Links are in the bio. Now, for those of you that are too young to remember, BG, aka B Jizzle, is one of the 4 original Hot Boys, alongside label mates Lil Wayne, Juvenile, and Lil Durk. The Hot Boys, with collaborations from the big timers Birdman and Manny Fresh, made up the original CMB, or Cash Money Billionaires, on Birdman and his brother Slim's record label Cash Money Records, which we will talk about in future episodes. The group torched the airwaves with hits such as Cash Money is an Army, We on Fire, I Need a Hot Girl, which if you know, banger, Project Chick, which was actually on the soundtrack to their hit hood classic movie Baller Blockin', and the song Baller Blockin', which was the main song from that movie. BG himself was also a force to be reckoned with. His hit jewelry anthem Bling Bling off his certified platinum album Chopper City in the Ghetto developed so much of a buzz that the phrase bling bling actually became the coined phrase in the Oxford English Dictionary and is still used today by urban jewelry, cars, and clothes enthusiasts all over the world. BG went on to make other charted albums such as Checkmate, which is certified gold, Living Legend, which hit 21 on the Billboard charts, Heart of the Streets, which debuted at number 21 on the Billboard 200s, Heart of the Streets Volume 2, which debuted at number 6 on the same charts, and Too Hood for Hollywood, which features one of my go-to hustle anthems, Back to the Money. BG was a highly known, highly publicized artist until his fame came to a crashing halt when he was arrested on weapons charges in 2010 and sentenced to 14 years in federal prison. But with all that now behind him, the recently released BG came home and hit the ground running, finding his way back into the A-list crowd and back to making music like he never left. Now to what we came here for. Upon BG's release, he was gifted a fully iced out white gold version of the Cash Money chain that they wore in their prime. But for this new chain alert, we're going to focus on this new Snitches Lives Don't Matter chain that was made by the king of bling, Johnny Dang. The pendant of this piece that hangs from a 24-inch diamond-encrusted 22 to 24 millimeter prong-style Cuban link chain is designed to look like a rat wearing a tuxedo laying in a casket. The bell that connects the pendant to the chain is a standard-style white gold diamond-encrusted bell big enough to sport this massive piece of art. The white gold casket, which is about the size of an adult palm, about 5 to 7 centimeters wide and 3 centimeters deep, is completely iced out in diamonds. At the head of the casket pendant is a protruding white gold headstone with the letters RIP engraved in it. The edge of the headstone is done in 3 to 4 rows of diamonds that wrap all the way across it from one side to the other. Inside the casket, the head of the dead rat is done in a black enamel finish wearing a tuxedo that is completely finished in smaller quarter-carat black diamonds. The bedding of the casket is also done in black diamonds. To offset the black diamonds and add some detail to the piece, Johnny Dang did the button-up of the shirt in white diamonds and the tie of the tuxedo back again in black diamonds. A unique feature to this piece is that the casket actually opens and closes. The lid of the casket is also done in the white diamonds. On the lid, done in white gold finish with no diamonds in it, is the phrase "Snitches' lives don't matter" in the cursive-style font. This piece is truly a phenomenal piece, and one that is more than worthy of making this list. This piece is a very up-to-date piece and makes a bold statement to anyone that catches a glimpse of it. Talk about bling bling. Thank you, BG, for blessing my channel with a chain that we can talk about. Salute. And I look forward to having you back on the show. In fact, the second new chain alert also comes to you from BG, who copped another new chain when he came home by Soul the Jeweler based out of New Orleans, BG's hometown. Soul actually was the jeweler that made the original Cash Money Records chain for the label, which we will get into in a future episode. But this time around, he made BG a custom 13th Ward chain representing where the rapper is from. Soul crafted an 8 to 10 centimeter tall, 12 to 14 centimeter wide, white gold iced out diamond pendant which reads 13th in Old English text. The pendant is a multi-layer pendant with white diamonds all over each layer. The inner trim of the 13 pops out from the main layer of the pendant, giving it some added detail. This layer is also diamond encrusted on the top and sides, inside and out in a single row pattern. In the center of the 13, which is back to the main layer, is iced out with emerald cut diamonds all throughout it. The background of the TH in the 13th is also connected to the main layer of the pendant, with the TH that sits on top of it also popping out in 3D form with a single row of diamonds. The chain of the pendant is a 24 to 26 inch, 20 to 24 millimeter iced out flower style Cuban link chain with all round cut white diamonds in it. The bell that connects the chain and the pendant is made up of the rapper's name BG in all lights, which is all made up of white gold and has the same resemblance as the 13th pendant hanging from it. It's actually a really unique bell. It's also 3D, and just like the pendant, it's also done in Old English text. The inside trim of the text is also done with a single layer of diamonds. The background center of the BG letters also matches the pendant with emerald cut diamonds all throughout it. All in all, BG lived and is living up to the bling bling lifestyle that he once created once again. This won't be the last time you see BG's face on an episode of ChainZ. After all, he is the originator of the English dictionary term bling bling. Welcome home, BG. Can we get this man some flowers?
When it comes to your automobile and you love your autos like Ricky Rose do, you gotta go one way and one way only. Slippery soap, you dig? The Rick Ross collection. It's amazing. It's like wake up in the morning and imagine if Ricky Rose was outside washing your car. I'm sure it'd be something that you never could imagine, but guess what? Bam! We doing it, baby. It gets no better. Just keeping it all the way real. I love my car so much. I got with the perfect team, the great guys. Here it is. Let's go, baby. Feel me? Come on. I mean, you know. Let's take you back to the young days on 183rd Street. You dig? I loved it then. I love it now. Got something to do about cars, being outdoors, chilling with the hustlers, baby.
That's slippery soap.
Slippery soap, baby.
Yes,
Gets no better. The big hits.
Yes,
Now that you've seen where ChainZ started from, I would like to take you to where they are currently. We're going to do all of the in-betweens too. Just stay tapped in. I got you. But jumping forward in time, I want to jump into the chains of one of the hottest rappers in the game right now, Lil Durk. Free smirk till it's backwards. Chicago-based rapper Lil Durk has seen a meteoric rise to fame with the success of a bunch of hits such as Backdoor, Aha, Back in Blood featuring Pooh Shiesty, Broadway Girls featuring Morgan Wallen, and the Grammy Award-winning song All My Life featuring J. Cole. All over 100 million views each. Tap in. His success is well earned and he ain't got no problem showing it off. To be honest, he probably gonna be on this show quite a few times from all the hood trophies that he got. But the ones we gonna focus on for this episode is his OTF chain, his Nuski chain, and his V-Roy chain that he made for the fallen Chicago drill legend King Von. Let me give y'all a quick analogy from Dragon Ball Z. In Dragon Ball Z, all of the characters except a few had different levels of transformation called Super Saiyan that they could grow to become by doing a little bit of moving and shaking. That's how these OTF chains designed by Lil Durk and created by Jewelry Unlimited and Icebox Jewelers are. And the Super Saiyan form that it's in today is nothing short of bussin'. Sorry, not sorry, these chains earn them extra bussins. Moving on. This no effort at attention getting piece and Cuban link chain combo has a beautiful 3-tone finish in rose gold, yellow gold, and white gold. What's dope about this chain and pendant combo is that it's a triple layer stacked pendant with the base layer being done in the rose gold, the second layer being done in the yellow gold, and the layer stacked on top of that being done in the white gold. The pendant of the chain is shaped in the OTF style as seen with the trademark logo of Lil Durk's record label, with no extra edges on it. It's just the letters in this font. There are approximately 80 to 85 baguettes or baguette diamonds in the letter O, 50 to 55 baguette diamonds in the letter T, and 60 to 65 baguette diamonds in the letter F. That totals out to over 200 SI clarity or better baguette diamonds in just the letters alone. For those of you that are unfamiliar with what the clarity of a diamond is, these are categories that a diamond falls into according to its quality and inclusions. Whether it be nicks and scratches on the diamond, carbon deposits from the mining process in the diamond, or the cloudiness of the diamond. These categories are broken down into flawless, VVS, VS, SI, and I quality diamonds. Flawless diamonds are exactly that. Flawless diamonds. VVS diamonds means that the diamond is very, very slightly included or as close to flawless as you would get without it being flawless. VS diamonds, which means that the diamond is very slightly included, which is still a very high quality diamond. SI diamonds or slightly included diamonds, which means that there are slight traces of inclusions. And I diamonds, which means that there are inclusions in the diamonds. They are all still diamonds with nothing being different between the categories besides what inclusions are included. But if you plan on buying a diamond, make sure the category matches the amount of money you are going to pay because you don't want to find yourself paying for a flawless diamond that has inclusions. Look under that microscope if you have to. You'll thank me later. Don't sleep on SI quality diamonds though, because they're only slightly included, which means that there's plenty of opportunity for light to pass through it, which means that it's going to hit. That's where the light reflected bling comes from. They hit way harder than the lower quality eye diamonds, and they definitely smacking cubic zirconia in the mouth. And those slight inclusions are the only thing stopping it from being a VS or even a flawless diamond. Keep all of this in mind while you're watching future episodes, so that way if a person says that they're rocking flawless diamonds, VVS diamonds, VS diamonds, or SI diamonds, you know exactly what they're talking about. Moving on. According to Lil Durk's social media accounts, he has a video where he's holding both his OTF chain and his Nuski chain at his feet while saying that there are rappers wearing fake chains. Then he goes on to say SI. Now, I would like to merch whether these chains are SI Clarity diamonds or not, but I can't because I didn't quite get the full meaning of what he was saying in this video. I can't tell if he's saying that the diamonds are SI diamonds or if he was saying that he doesn't rock SI diamonds because he's on the VVS level. Regardless, I don't care if it's SI or not. These chains are bussin'. Now back to the OTF chain. Every piece of trim around the letters of each of the 3 layers is iced out in white round cut diamonds. The only piece of the pendant that doesn't have diamonds is literally the back of it. And you know them baguette diamonds hit different than them round cuts, so just imagine the type of dancing that these diamonds do on this chain. The bail of this piece has approximately 16 to 20 baguette diamonds down its center and back, and is lined with approximately 50 to 60 white round cut diamonds around the edge of the bail, which gives it a beautiful shine. On the Miami style Cuban link chain, each link done in the 20 to 24 millimeter by 20 inch chain, 22 millimeters is my guess, is completely laced with 4 to 5 big boy diamonds placed in an invisible prong set. Each link on the chain is arranged in a pattern from rose gold to white gold all the way down the chain, depending on the chain that he's wearing, that is. There are times where he'll switch this Cuban out with his all white gold Cuban made up of the same design. Now let's do some math. There are 4 to 5 baguette diamonds on each link. Multiply it by 2 faces to a link, and you have 8 to 10 diamonds a link. Times that by approximately 40 to 45 links, and you have a total of anywhere in between 320 and 450 baguette diamonds in the Cuban link chain. That's pretty impressive. This overall chain is definitely a status symbol statement, and it aligns perfectly with Durkio's level of success. And what makes this chain so unique to me and worthy of being on this channel, besides the beauty of it, of course, is that he not only got one for himself, but he also made a boss move and got one for every person in his camp in just a smaller but still icy version, which to me is a bigger flex than just rocking a chain on your own neck regardless of the cost. Let's take a look at some of the other big dogs in the industry that made this type of a boss move. This list includes Jay-Z with the Rockefeller chains, Rick Ross with the Maybach Music Group chains, Master P with the No Limit Tank chains, Birdman with the Cash Money Records chains, and a host of other record label top dog executives that sees the value in making a boss move of this stature. Because at the end of the day, how your team eats in accordance to how you eat is a real indication of the level of status you have truly obtained. If they putting in the work to deserve it and you got it. I say all that to say this. Lil Durk made the same OTF chains that he wears around his neck, just in the smaller size for every legitimate member of his group, just like the major players that came before him. For those of you that don't know, OTF, or Only the Family, is Lil Durk's record label / crew, which consists of people that the rapper holds close to him, such as family and friends. Oh, and don't just think it's a game. The whole team can spit, and if you ain't hip, tap in. The OTF label consists of some names that you may even be familiar with, such as one of my personal favorites, THF Zoo, which if you ain't hip to his music, you gotta tap in. Buka 600, which if you know, you know. Okay. Just Blow 600, Duty Low, which is putting up some serious numbers on the YouTube side, tap in. Booney Mo, Boona, the recently deceased D-Thing, which is Lil Durk's brother, which he made a stunning 3-finger ring piece for, R.I.P. D-Thang. And Chief Wook, whose video with Lil Durk called Turkey Season has amassed 9.7 million views in the first 5 months that it dropped. Tap in. It's up to 12 million now. And they all got a chain. You like how I circled back there, huh? I got you. Just roll with me. Hit that like button real quick. Don't be scared to subscribe too. I'm going to keep this thing going as long as y'all want me to. Through the creation of the OTF label and reputation, the team has lost some heavy hitters along the way, which brings us into our next Lil Durk chain, the Nuski chain. Nuski was an OTF rapper and Lil Durk's official blood cousin that had a promising career, but had it all stopped untimely due to gun violence. Now, I'm not going to get into all the specifics about what happened, because there's more than enough channels out there doing that. We just here to talk about the chains. And boy, did Lil Durk get one to commemorate his fallen cousin. This bussin' $100,000 chain and pendant combo by Izzy the jeweler at New York City Luxury spells out the name Nuski, and just like the OTF chain, this work of art complements Lil Durk's neck glow perfectly. Each link in the 20 to 24 millimeter by 22 inch flower style Cuban link chain, still 22 millimeters is my guess, is completely laced with 4 rows of approximately 15 white round cut diamonds per row, which means that each link's face of the chain has approximately 60 diamonds. Gauging the Cuban link chain based off of the similarities it shares with the OTF chain, such as size, length, thickness, and style, I'm going to approximate that this chain too has 40 to 45 links, with each link having 2 faces. Now let's do some math. Based off the numbers that we know, there are approximately 4,800 to 5,500 round cut SI grade or better diamonds in just the Cuban link chain alone. This Cuban link chain is hooked to an iced out white gold long style bale that is flooded with both baguettes and round cut diamonds. The bale on the pendant has approximately 15 to 20 baguette diamonds down its center, with approximately 25 to 30 round cut diamonds lining each side of it. And that's just if the bale is one-sided. If it's a double-sided bale, double those numbers. This bale supports a 3-dimensional, 2-layer solid white gold pendant with rose gold trimming around the letter I. On the faceplate of the pendant around the letters in Nuski's name are 2 rows of white round cut diamonds cleanly compacted around each other to get a pendant a flawless look. I'm counting anywhere in the ballpark of 500 to 600 diamonds, give or take a few. I'm sure I don't have to keep explaining this, but remember, I don't have an exact number on these diamonds. I'm just going off of pictures and what I can count. I'm actually putting in that much work for y'all with these videos. Once I actually get the rappers to pop on and talk about their chains, I'll have a more accurate number for you. I'm pretty sure the ballparks I throw out at y'all are pretty darn close to accurate. I'm counting each individual stone as if I put them in there myself. Moving on. What I actually find dope about the chain is that on the second layer, instead of the words being in the 3D pop-out, the inside of the letters are actually reversed and pop in, which for the sake of conversation, we're going to call the reverse 3D effect. The only layer that doesn't do the reverse 3D effect is the letter I. I'm going to come back to the letter I because you can tell that Lil Durk put a lot of detail into it, so I'll give it its proper flowers in a minute. The reason why I like the reverse 3D effect so much is because it allows the chain to differentiate itself from the OTF chain, which has the 3D pop-out effect, and the King Von chain, which we'll talk about in a minute, which does a little bit of both. This was a brilliant idea by the rapper because it allows all the pendants to have standalone value and not clash into each other because neither one looks like the one next to it. The trim of each letter, which is its own layer because of the 3D pop-in effect, mind you, has its own number of single-row white round-cut diamonds. Inside each letter in Nuski's name, Lil Durk put a nice number of invisible set baguette diamonds arranged in a cross-hatch brick-like pattern, which gives his cousin's name a very nice shine, whether it's in the light or the dark. I'm estimating there are in between 400 to 500, give or take a few, baguette/emerald cut diamonds total in the letters of the Nuski Design Memorial pendant. We will talk about the difference between baguette diamonds and emerald cut diamonds in a future episode. But for now, I will stick with baguettes for the sake of this conversation. Free Lil Durk. Now we come back to the letter I. The letter I on the pendant differs from the rest of the pendant's letters, not only because it does the 3D pop out, but because the side walls of the letter I's layers are also flooded with diamonds, whereas the other letters aren't. As I mentioned before, the 3D layer of the letter I is made of rose gold. Around the edge of the letter I, there are 56 round cut SI grade or better white round cut quarter carat diamonds. In the middle of the letter I, there are 20 strategically placed medium-sized baguette diamonds placed 10 to a column side by side. I'm going to take an educated guess that each of the mid-sized baguette diamonds weigh at least a half a carat to a carat each, with the dot of the letter I being a big boy pink baguette sapphire diamond that is so big it gives it its own 3D look. Again, based on an educated guess, I am going to count the big boy baguette sapphire at least 2 to 3 carats total weight, judging by its size. On the back of this beautiful pendant is a picture of Durk's cousin done in a nice circular enamel finish with gold circular trim around it, allowing Nuski's picture to pop off the back of the pendant. To finish this chain off, on the back of the pendant at the base of the bell is a small 3D white gold OTF emblem with the words Nuski got the strap underneath it. And now it's time for the V-Roy chain. I've named quite a few people from the OTF family, but none bigger than Chicago-based rapper and drill music frontrunner King Von. King Von was most certainly a diamond in the rough for Lil Durk. Just like Dre found Snoop, Eminem found 50 Cent, Jay-Z found Rick Ross, and Lil Wayne found Drake and Nicki Minaj, etc., King Von was that for Lil Durk. And just like the names of the people that I just mentioned were founded, King Von was about to be the next rapper to ascend to a higher level of stardom that most rappers only dream of becoming. And that's no shade to anybody. Y'all know what it is and what it ain't. With his dark past in the drill world, crazy flow, and disdained storytelling abilities, paired with hit songs such as How It Go, On Your Ass, Took Her to the O, Crazy Story 1, 2, and 3, along with other amazing bodies of work and countless features, it's no wonder how he got as big as he did in just a short time span. From the momentum that his singles and features were giving him, along with what was going on in the streets of Chicago, King Von took his platform and used it as a way to elevate his own childhood friends and family to create what is now known nationwide as O Block. Now, I ain't about to get into the details of how O Block came to be, because there's more than enough channels doing it. We covering ChainZ over here. There were other names that put on for O Block before King Von, such as Chief Keef and Lil Reese, just to name a few, but King Von officially established O Block into what it blew up to eventually become. And that's no shade to Chief Keef. He an O Block legend too. After all, he was one of the first rappers to actually be known to have grown up and made a name for himself out of O Block. So big salute. Just like Durk's OTF chains, King Von came up with a branded chain of his own, made duplicates, and passed them out to everybody in this crew, which we will examine during the tribute to close out the show. King Von was really beginning to put on for the city in the genre of drill music, but unfortunately, just like Nuski and countless others before him, he would be taken by the streets to gun violence at the young age of just 26 years old. News of his passing shook the industry because he was arguably one of the hottest rappers of the time. And as you can see, it was a huge loss for the rap game. One person that was deeply shook by the tragic news was Lil Durk. As you can see in the clip, he found out during the Instagram live video while he was out doing his thing of the shooting and passing to King Von. As a way to mourn the loss of his fallen brother, he bought a $750,000 chain that says V-Roy on it. Which I can't merch this, But I've been around the corner a couple times, and I honestly don't think anybody in the industry has spent that much money on a chain to commemorate a fallen soldier. Now, I ain't gonna get into the story about where the name V-Roy came from. If you want to know that, go check out the 1,000,001 videos on YouTube where they talking about it. If you know, you know. You can tell that Lil Durk appreciates the chains that he has because just like the other chain, it has very similar attributes as far as the actual chain itself is concerned. However, just like the other two chains, the diamonds on the flower-style Cuban link chain differ from one another. On this chain, Lil Durk chose to put 4 nice-sized round-cut diamonds in the middle of each link's face and surrounded those diamonds with 20 to 22 smaller round-cut diamonds on a 20-inch by 18 to 20 millimeter Cuban link chain. He also chose to cover the entire bill with 24 big boy invisible set baguette diamonds arranged in 6 rows with 4 diamonds in each row. Now on to the pendant. The V-Roy pendant is a double layer pendant to match with his other chains that is completely made up of solid white gold. The first layer of the pendant is busting with diamonds all around the sides. I believe I'm counting 4 rows of 1/8 of a carat to 1/2 a carat white round cut diamonds all the way around it. On the same layer, the face of the layer is also busting with over 200 of the same style of diamonds all the way around the V-Roy letters. If you remember when we spoke on Lil Durk's Nuski chain, we discussed how the second layer does the reverse 3D effect with the invisible set baguette diamonds arranged in a pattern. This pendant does the same thing, only these baguettes are arranged vertically, which allows the pendant to give off a different type of shine than the rest. The middle of 3 of the 4 letters, to be specific, the V, the R, and the Y on this beautiful commemorative piece are busting with baguette diamonds. And you know we counted them for you. There are 35 to 40 baguette diamonds in the face of the V, 60 baguette diamonds in the face of the R, and 40 to 45 baguette diamonds in the face of the letter Y. Again, because the depth of the second layer causes the shine off the diamonds to hit differently, it causes all 3 chains to look different from each other, even though they sit right next to, sometimes even on top of each other. The letter O has its own unique look. On this chain, the letter O is shaped in the form of a 3D dome. On top of the dome, encasing the whole thing, is a Hitman crosshair made up of 16 baguette diamonds with 1/4 to 1/2 a carat round cut ruby in the center. It could just be a red diamond, but I'm going to go with a ruby because I'd imagine that the jeweler would have recommended a ruby if Lil Durk wanted to go red, but then again, you never know until you ask him for real. Speaking of exotic diamonds, did you see the big boy blue sapphire that's put in place of the dash that's located between the V and the Roy? For those of you that are not familiar with the sapphire diamond, it is a very rare and very expensive diamond that can range anywhere between $2,000 and $7,000 a carat depending on whether it's heated or unheated. Unheated sapphires tend to cost more money than heated sapphires because unheated sapphires are natural, whereas heated sapphires require tampering with the gemstone to get the color. Fun tip of the day. Now I know that some of y'all might already be aware of this, and if so, okay, you're ahead of the curve. But for those of you who don't, did you know that the diamonds that are in your jewelry didn't actually come with the appearance that they have in your custom piece? To explain, over in other countries where they mine diamonds and sapphires, they first come out as a huge rock, like you would find on the side of the road, but obviously in diamond or sapphire form. It takes special people, processes, and tools to actually find and uncover these rocks, which ultimately affect the price of the diamonds that you're going to get in your jewelry. Even before the jewelers get the diamonds, there are people that actually take the time to file down these rocks into the stones that we all know and love today. Now let's get back to it. Like the other letters, the dome is covered entirely with baguette diamonds, which gives all the letters that ice cube type of shine that is different from the shine of the round cut diamonds that surround it. On the back of the pendant is the infamous picture of King Von himself holding what appears to be in between $250,000 and $500,000. The picture is an infamous picture of King Von that, in my opinion, was one of the perfect pictures of him to put on it because it shows the level of status that he achieved and will show that on the piece for a long time to come. Last but most certainly not least Etched on the back of the pendant is the phrase "Long Live Vine." GBG. And now it's time for the moment that you've all been waiting for. It's time for our tribute to King Vine. But we're not going to do it how everybody else do it. This show is about change, so we're going to do our tribute in a fashion that we only know how to do it in. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll keep lacing you with more content like this. Comment which chain was your favorite, and tune into the next episode of ChainZ, where we're going to finish off Lil Durk's ChainZ collection with 2 more fire pieces that you don't want to miss. And stay tuned to the end of the video for a special message. Until next time, peace. Now, without further ado, King Vine.
Where are you from?
64th and King Drive, Chicago, Illinois, Parkway God.
We not from 63rd.
Run that up, Rico. Run that up, Rico.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, everybody? As the title says, this video is a special announcement. The purpose of this special message is to thank each and every one of you that have watched, liked, shared, or engaged with my video and channel in any way, shape, or form. You are greatly appreciated. The first episode of ChainZ is up and running strong because of your support. Let's keep running those views up and hitting that like button so that way YouTube can take notice to the video and put it in more people's faces so that way they have the opportunity to check this channel out. To the people that subscribe to the channel, I would sincerely like to thank you. That's genuine support right there because it's showing YouTube that you're interested in what I got going on and you want to keep watching more. So again, I thank you. It means more to me than you'll ever know. And because of this, I'm going to be doing a raffle for my subscribers where I'm going to be giving away 3 $100 gift cards. Actually, I just send $100 to your Cash App. The way we're going to do this is you have to send me a screenshot showing that you subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. Then send that screenshot to my Instagram DM. Once you have done that, your name will go on one of these raffle tickets and it will be placed in this gold box. I will send the video of me doing this to your DM to show you that you are entered into the raffle. On the next episode of ChainZ, I will draw 3 names out of the box and you will win your $100 prize. Just because your name is drawn doesn't mean that your name is taken out of the box though. I will place it back in there, which means you will have an opportunity to win more than just $100 if your name is drawn twice. In essence, one person could win up to $300. After the drawing, I will put your name back in the box because there will be more subscriber contests to come. And instead of your name getting lost in the pile because you're a new subscriber at the time, like a lot of channels do, your name will still be just as relevant as a new subscriber's name that goes into the box. I want you all to have just as much luck as somebody that comes in new. But because you were the first to do it, you will have all of these opportunities along the way to be able to win. Here's a quick list of other ways that you can get more tickets entered into the box. Remember, I need you to screenshot everything so that way I can validate your entry. Again, a big thank you to everybody who tuned into the show. You are greatly appreciated. Peace.